Welcome to the Goldthwaite Guys podcast with your host, Russell Bristol, myself, Travis Hall.
And our special guest.
All our guests are special, but this one's extra special.
That's right.
Miss Coach Ashley Spradley.
Coach Sprad, welcome to the podcast. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we are just finishing up with our graduation ceremony.
Yeah. How about that tonight?
That was awesome.
It was great.
Special for you.
It was.
Right, Coach? You have
hard to let go, but it'd be selfish to hang on.
several of them ladies and gentlemen, but especially with the ladies you coached.
What a year.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to talk about the year that was in Goldthwaite sports. And I want to introduce you, Coach Sprad. Everybody pretty much knows you.
Mm-hmm.
But
By the way, this is the 16th,
yeah,
Thursday.
it's a Thursday.
We're not live, so we're yeah.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So the Coach Spradley is our assistant coach for the ladies, or JV head coach for the ladies basketball, but also head coach for cross country and also track.
Yes, assistant track.
Assistant track. Did I leave anything out?
Nope, I think that covers it.
It's hard to keep up because you see them all everywhere, at all of them. So.
Well, there's so many roles that they all
Yeah.
have to play because of our school being small and in numbers and staff as well. But yeah, I love that you got to you are willing to come on with us and talk to us two meatballs.
Yeah.
And
It's always fun, though.
yeah. But first, I want to ask you, what did this year mean to you as far as a coach? Because this was, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as awards and championships, this was probably one of the more successful years, correct?
Yes, I think it's probably the most successful year that Lady Eagle Athletics has had in the history of Lady Eagle Athletics. It's been a tremendous year, and it has meant a lot. I think back and the group that we had, the parents, the grandparents, those that support this group, they all have a hand in it, and the group is special. But I think about those that we had in the years past as well, and this is something I know we're just seeing the fruits of our labor this year. Yeah. I think, the groundwork had been laid years prior to these graduating seniors, as they were entering even junior high. And so it's been very rewarding seeing those kids be rewarded for their hard work.
And who they are.
Who they are, yeah.
Every one of them have great character, and it's been a blast to watch them throughout the last 4 years, but especially this year with so much success in the program. And you are a lifer here in Goldthwaite. I say that because born and raised right here.
Born and raised at the Children's Hospital.
Oh, really?
Yes, born and raised.
So you were one of the last few to be born in that hospital, I bet.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. I know who the last one was. Chase Brooke Sides.
Really?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Brooke Majors at that time,
Yeah.
but Brooke Majors was the last person to be born in the
Yeah,
hospital.
so I was close. She's a couple years younger than me, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Very neat. Yeah, and it's little history. I actually got to meet your grandfather, Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
He's a neat man. Got to spend just a little bit of time. He went to be with the Lord soon after I got here. I guess how long has Floyd been gone now?
2016, January of 16.
2016.
Mm-hmm.
So I came in September of 15.
15, yeah.
So just a few months, but he was a blast.
He was. He was a hoot.
Yeah. And
He
so,
did upholstery, right? Did he
Yes.
ever cut hair too?
No, that's Mom.
Your
so,
mom,
Yeah,
yeah.
Johnny Vaughn. My mom's dad. My Papa John cut hair.
I knew she did. She was the only one I used to ever let cut my hair.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
I paid for like 20 haircuts since then. The rest of them I've done myself.
yeah.
She'd always cut my hair.
Yeah, Mom cut hair.
Yeah.
Followed her dad's footsteps, and Dad's upholstering, following his dad's
Yeah.
footsteps.
I've
I need
had-
to learn the business.
Well,
Keep it going.
I tell you what, you've followed your dad's
In the
footsteps
coaching,
in the
yeah.
coaching realm, and very, very similar coaching style. And that's kind of where I wanted to go a little bit tonight, but I don't know if we need to go there now. But when did you start coaching here in Goldthwaite?
I came home in 2012. So I graduated from Tarleton and did my student teaching at HICO, was able to get a job on at HICO. I hate to say it, but I coach volleyball. I don't hate to say that I coach
Wow.
volleyball, but I don't want people thinking that I'm a volleyball coach.
Yeah, if that got out.
yeah.
That got out.
No, I coached volleyball and high school volleyball, and then I did junior high track and basketball at HICO to start for 2 years. Oh, and I was also assistant softball at HICO.
So you kind of did it all there.
Yes, another small school, kind of do it all. We had great kids there too. Coach Ashmore, that was here
Yes.
a few years ago. Blake, she was my very first point guard. She was in the 8th grade, and so
Wow, she was fantastic
yeah,
as a coach.
we came full circle on getting to coach together, and getting to watch her raise her baby. So
I know that feeling because Richie was in my youth group.
it's a cool feeling.
It is, but it makes you feel old, doesn't it?
It makes you feel very old,
Yeah.
very old.
There's no way around it.
Mhm. Between that and my aching knees, makes
Yeah.
you feel very old.
I have that.
Give it a few more years.
Yeah, you have that same affliction. So you came back. Well, when did you leave HICO to come back to go play?
I left HICO, and then Mom and Papa's health. Mom and Papa are my dad's parents, so Floyd and Joe Spradley.
Right.
Their health was not real great, so I moved a little bit closer. I came and coached at Early for 2 years
Okay, I didn't know that.
in the junior high program, and basketball, cross country, track, and then I was there. So I was just there for 2 years, and then before I came back to Goldthwaite, and I just finished my 12th season
12th
at
season.
Goldthwaite. Yeah,
That's great.
Yep.
yeah.
That is great.
I never, I didn't want to come back too early.
Yeah.
And I had watched, job openings come up, would never send an application. I talked to Coach Profit, Gary Profit. He's like we were always like a family growing
wow.
up.
Right.
Greg and Jake and Tori, they were like, I thought they were my brothers and sister,
Sure.
because we were together all the time. And, but I called Coach Profit. I think a lot of Coach Profit, and he's somebody that I trust very much. And I
Sure.
said, Coach, I know these openings are coming up. I would have loved to have coached Coach Johnson. Wayne Johnson was my high school coach, but I just wasn't ready to come home yet. And so Coach H took the job in 2011 when
Yeah.
Coach Johnson left. And then I came 1 year after Coach H, and I'm so thankful.
And you took, the way it worked out, you took Coach Jernigan's spot as he was dealing with burnout and leaving.
Yes.
And so you replaced Coach J, which luckily now we have Coach J back.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's neat how that kind of set the table and how it all fell into place for you. And now
Yeah.
you've been coaching in Goldthwaite for 12 years now. And where did you start? Were you immediately in JV girls coach?
No, I was a junior high basketball and assistant cross country and assistant softball. And I came back in the 8th grade, or when my sister was in the 8th grade.
Okay,
So
yeah.
Bailey was an 8th grader. So I got to coach her 8th grade year.
Oh, that's fun.
And then I was junior high one more year. And then it was 2 year, her sophomore year that I moved into JV. Me and Coach Jay switched spots, and he went junior high. I went JV, and
Worked
I
out.
think that was the year I probably got out of assistant softball, and Coach H trusted me with the cross country program, and I was head cross country and track at the time. So it was my first high school gig, I guess, outside of volleyball
Yeah.
and softball. when I think about coaching, I'm going to be honest. When I think about coaching, my passion is basketball.
Sure. Right there with you.
I never would have imagined that I would love cross country, but it's just an opportunity to compete. It's an opportunity for these kids to get, to go out and be tougher than somebody. And I love whenever our kids are out
Yeah.
tougher than somebody. We don't even have to be more athletic. If they're tougher than them, then
That's right.
that's a win in my book, because
Yeah.
it's hard to beat somebody that'll outwork you. So, but yeah, so I've enjoyed cross country a lot. But yeah, basketball's probably always been my passion.
We have breaking news.
Okay.
At dinner tonight,
Uh-huh.
my oldest son, who will be a senior, Blake, said, "Dad, I want to run cross country my senior year because it's the only year I missed." So he's going to come back and
Let's
run
do it.
cross country. Yeah, hopefully he can help out the team a little bit.
Absolutely.
So that's exciting.
Have you lost your mind?
Let's go.
It's a lot of
Do
running.
you know how much running? That's one thing I was good at was track and cross.
You
track and
were.
cross. Yeah.
Talk about your cross
I hated
country.
every minute of it. Every step of it.
But you were good at it.
Yeah. I get out of district, and then we went state one year in cross country, and
I didn't know that.
I ran with Cassidy.
Yeah.
Peyton's mom. She's 2 years older than me, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and she was a good runner.
Yeah, she was.
That's great. Yeah, Peyton, of course, Peyton's a freshman, and that freshman class is going to be another very successful
We got some
class.
good years to come.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so
exciting.
too.
That's
think
exciting.
So too. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a break real quick, and then we'll come back on the other side of the break and talk about more details about your coaching and how you fell in love with coaching.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
we'll see you in a minute. Hello, welcome back to the podcast, the Goldthwait Guys podcast. If you would like to contact the show, email us at
gweightguys@yahoo.com.
gweightguys@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
And we need some help. We need you to subscribe to the show on YouTube or Spotify, however you are listening, and like the show if you like it.
Make us famous.
No, don't make us famous.
We might come up with some caps or pins or something.
Hey, we talked about getting some merch and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also, if you want to share the show, do it on Facebook or however you need.
Yeah.
You can do that. Just to recap, Coach.
Spradley.
No, well, we're with Coach Spradley, but Coach Howard was our first
Yeah. I
First-
thought you
interview.
got lost for
This
me.
is episode 8 for us.
Yeah.
Wow.
The first one was Coach Howard, and now we're over 536 views
Really.
on YouTube. And then it goes from that to Tom Guthrie, which is 468 views.
Yeah.
And then me and you, where episode 3 was at 130 now.
Yeah.
And that's because a lot of them went to Spotify because we got copyright in trouble
Over that one.
over that one.
You can't leave us unsupervised.
Right. And then Coach Jay
Yeah.
was our fourth, and we're over 150 views on that one. I think a lot are on Spotify as well.
Yeah.
And then the two sheriff runoffs, Parcells and Jones, had those last week, and about 230 views on those. And then Laney J last week, 120, and Butch Foster earlier in the week at 65. So Coach Sprad's with us, and she's going to just blow those out of the water.
Oh,
She's going to have millions of views by
Millions.
in a week.
Millions.
Yeah. But thank you.
Global.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Coach, and being a good sport, because I know it's a long night because, again, we just got done with the graduation.
Yeah.
And it was
There was
really
like
nice.
50, wasn't there? 50?
50 graduates.
There were a lot.
I think when I graduated, there was like 38.
Yeah, I was thinking there was around 45 or so,
47.
but
Wonder why so many. I mean, I was trying to. 18 years ago was it big 2006? Did we have a power outage or something?
We I tell you this, as pastors for the
Sorry.
Ministry Alliance, we bought 49 Bibles.
Yeah.
so yeah,
49,
close to 50.
Yeah.
There were like 27 in my graduating class.
Really.
Yeah.
What year did you graduate? Well, you may not want to mention that.
Well, I guess we can show my age.
In
I
a way back.
graduated 2003.
03.
Yeah.
It's no big
Right there
deal.
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weston was in 2000.
Hey, at least-
No, 18. Never mind. Woo, wait.
Were you in the 2000s?
Yeah. Close. 99. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
99 was a good year.
We
Yeah.
graduated together, 99.
Yep.
My wife is a 2000 model. She graduated in 2000.
Yeah.
And Robert E. Lee in a graduating class of probably 500-ish.
Whoa.
and-
High school class of 500.
Yeah.
That's way too big.
And Lindale, my graduating class was, I think, 375.
Yeah.
Big.
375.
Yeah. And our graduating
imagine
class.
that. I mean-
Well, there's over 6,000 in the school district now. It's insane how big it is. So, it's nice to call Goldthwait home. And these, you know, almost every kid that walked across the stage tonight. And, you know, and
Hard
of
to
course-
beat a small town, small community.
No, it is. There's nothing more special than that. So
2 red lights is plenty.
plenty.
Yep.
And speaking of, you grew up in this little small town and got to see your dad on the sidelines coaching.
Yeah. He was my 7th grade football coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was awesome. And history teacher.
Yeah.
It's like your history teacher. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was my history teacher too.
Did y'all learn a lot of history in there? A lot of new plays, trick plays. We designed Fumble Risky, I think, in there.
We learned a lot.
Yeah.
We learned a lot. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
How was it for you growing up in the home of a coach? And of course, you know, just living that life that y'all lived, and Coach Spradley is passionate coach, not just.
Yeah.
I mean, I love his passion that he has, and it fell right onto you. You have it as well.
Oh, I just think of just so proud. Like, that's my dad,
Yeah.
you know? And the way that his players would interact with him and the way that he would interact with his players back in the 90s when I was young and watching them, just proud that that's my dad. And you could tell that he cared about them more than, you know, what they could do for him on the field. And so just a lot of pride in that.
Yeah, and that's the key thing. As you know, as a pastor, I have that same sentiment. Is they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, and good coaches are able to translate that to the kids. I care for you. I love you as you know, as a person, and that makes these players and these kids want to do anything and everything for that coach to, you know, to help, you know, help the team or just to be a team player for that coach. And I think Coach Spradley was he was instrumental. Coach Head's in that same cloth.
Yeah.
Coach H is in that same vein. Coach, I'll say this, Coach Hermsmeyer doesn't seem as charismatic, maybe is
Yeah.
the word. He kind of holds it together better.
Yeah.
But I love how Coach Head, Coach Spradley, you guys don't mind telling everybody how you feel.
Right. Yeah, we're a little bit emotional.
And that's what we want.
A
That's
little
what
bit
we want.
emotional, yes.
Yeah.
It's an emotional thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're out there, your team's giving it everything they have, and they sit there and they watch you give it everything you have, and it's just contagious to watch. And so you got to watch that from your dad, through your dad, as a child or going into teenage years. And then when did you say, that's what I want to do for a living?
Well, I wanted to be a marine biologist.
Really?
Yeah.
Like George Costanza?
Is that what he does?
No.
Never heard of him.
It's a whole
gonna
Seinfeld.
say.
It's a Seinfeld episode.
Isn't he in like New York?
No, he's a Seinfeld episode. Yeah, he lied to people and said he was a marine biologist.
Oh, well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've watched a little bit of Seinfeld, but I never caught that. But yeah,
It's the greatest show on TV.
it's
Seinfeld?
decent.
It's up there.
It's
It's
decent.
one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Anyways, I didn't mean to derail
Yeah, no.
you.
So,
Marine biologists. What do they do?
well,
like
I
a-
wanted to like
Yeah.
dive and study the ocean floor and study the
And
animals.
coral
and,
reefs and all that. Yeah.
and so I've always
Sharks
loved the
eat
water.
down there, though. You know.
Well, you know what? If that's the way I'm supposed to go,
There you
make a
go.
fun story.
Yeah.
Make a fun story.
But no, that's what I wanted to do. Now I grew out of that. I think coaching has always been something. Just not so much the coaching, but I've always been a very competitive person. On the Spradley side, the Spradleys it was all boys. I mean, we had a bunch of boys. My dad's older brother has 3 boys, and his older sister has 2 boys. Coach Head
Yeah.
being one of them, you know. And so
That's right.
Danny Spradley.
yeah, Danny
Would be-
Spradley has
yeah.
3 boys, and so there were a bunch of Spradley boys at Thanksgivings and Christmases and any kind of family gathering, and we'd always have the Santa Bowl, we'd always have the Turkey Bowl. You know, it was always competitive. And my Aunt Marge also has 1 girl, and so Jennifer
Yeah.
Head, Bowden now, but she would always want me to play dolls with her when we would get together at family events, and dolls wasn't competitive enough for me. Like I wanted, there was no way to win or lose,
right?
Playing dolls, and so I wanted to win,
yeah.
And I've always been that way. And so, you know, my cousins were good sports, and they let a little blonde toddler run around out on the field, and Dad would just tell them, if she can't play, then I'm not going to play. And they wanted Uncle Tim out there, so I would get to be out there in the way. But no, so I've always been competitive. It was actually my junior year in high school. I felt like I was getting called to the ministry.
Oh.
And so I was, and it scared the dog out of me. I called my grandmother, Joe Spradley, and it was like 12:30 in the morning, and I called her and I was like, Mama, I don't know what's going on. I called her from a camp at Howard Payne, and I said, I think I'm being called to the ministry. Like, that's not what the plan is.
Right.
And so Mama told me, and she actually wrote a poem about it, but she told me, Ashley, coaching young people, that is a ministry.
Absolutely.
And so I think it was in that moment, 2001, I was like, oh, you know what? That is going to be my ministry. So I'm fortunate that sports is a way to, that's my platform. It's something that I enjoy. It's something I'm passionate about. And so it's nice.
It's funny hearing you say that, because I surrendered to the ministry at 17. I was actually my son's age that he is now. Back in 1998 is when I surrendered to the ministry at 17. And kind of that same thing, the calling's there, but I said this to Coach Howard, it's a calling that every coach has. You don't do it for the pay. You certainly don't do it for home time and family time, right? And the amount of effort and energy that it takes for the coaches, any coach, but especially a good coach, it has to be a calling. It has to be something that stirs you. Otherwise, you don't make it.
Right.
And I think that's very important. So that's exciting. So you, as a junior in high school, you knew that's where you're going, and that's what you're wanting to do, and that is so neat to hear. And then you went to Tarleton.
I did.
And what did you do there?
I went to Tarleton. I wanted to go to Tech, but the plan was to always go to Tech. But I had a 4-year-old sister at home. Yeah. Lubbock was a long ways away. My mom has a sister in Abilene. She was in Abilene at the time, but my Aunt Melanie has a son my age, and then Scott, who coaches in Mason. Okay. And then he has a younger sister that's a year below us. And Scott had decided that he was going to go to Tarleton. And so I thought, well, that'd be great. I get to go with my cousin. So I went to Tarleton, never did regret it. Had intended on playing basketball at Hardin-Simmons, blew out my knee on senior night. Oh, darn. And, I wasn't really dead set on going. It was going to be a lot of money. I didn't want to put Dad through that. So there was a little bit of a regret in the beginning going to Tarleton and just not being able to finish out a career that I thought I wanted, something that I was passionate about, but it all works out the way that it's supposed to. It led me to HICO. HICO led me to Early. Early led me to Goldthwaite. I don't know if I would be here if it wouldn't have gone that way. So
I wanted to ask you, and you may say, well, I don't really want to talk about that, but you lost your mother at what age?
10. I was 10. 5th grade.
And did that have a factor? I mean, well, just talk about her and tell us a little bit, because a lot of people that are listening to this and know who you are, but they don't know about her. So tell us who she was and what kind of person she was.
Yeah, so Sheila Vaughn Spradley, that's my mom. And I only got to have her for 10 years. Yeah. And she battled cancer, and she battled hard. Thought we had it beat, came back. But, and a lot of that I really don't. I was so young. I don't really know all of it, and a lot of it I've blocked out. Yeah. But she... from what I've been told, she was quite the competitor growing up. I get told a lot, you're just like your mom, and I love to hear it. So
that's amazing to hear.
She was an awesome lady.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of people that didn't know her just assume, because you're a lot like your dad. So that's good to know. Then hear
you got the looks of your mom though. So.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but just hearing that's amazing.
Yeah. She was a competitor. She went and played basketball. Started playing basketball at Angelo State when she graduated from Goldthwaite. She graduated in '79, and she ended up not finishing. Her and Dad got married, and moved back before she could finish. I think all she lacked, she was going to go coach as well, and all she lacked was student teaching. And so she got that close, but they ended up moving. Their first job was, Dad took a job at Bonham Junior High in Temple.
Okay.
And so, she became a wife instead of a coach and a mother, and thankful for that because I had her with me. But she did go to cosmetology school as I got a little bit older. And started going it, while I was in school. And so she wasn't a beautician. She was a barber.
Yeah.
That's understood, yeah.
We was talking about that earlier.
And that's a big deal because men go to barbers, boys go to barbers. And that's what we like, right?
The shop was down there where not Pafford, but across from the City Hall deal over there.
Yes. Across from the cleaners.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well,
she had a shop up front, and Dad had an upholstery shop in the back.
Yeah.
And I ran the alley. Western Auto used to be down.
Yeah.
I would go. I would ride my bike down to Western Auto. Poor Grace Gibbard. I would crawl up in the tires
Grace
and take a nap. Yep.
Oh wow.
And everybody knew. I'd go to Creations, Leverett's. I'd go over to Creations and put that on my tab, And so,
feral child.
Yep. That's why I can't have children of my own, because I don't know what the Lord would give me. Pay me back for all I've been up to.
For sure. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a heavy dose of that. But it's okay. No, that's so good to hear. And I mean, that's what I wanted to talk about, like just Goldthwaite back in, the 90s and 2000s and what it was. And what it is now is still amazing, but to hear the stories back where, Coach, you got to watch Coach Profit and your dad and, all those guys, they coached differently. And I don't know if you can get into details of how they coached differently, if you can remember how they coached, but what was your favorite football memory of watching your dad or Goldthwaite in your younger years?
Well, so I feel bad now that I'm grown. I didn't care in the moment. I was.
You're out playing football.
I was doing my thing. Yeah. And I thought I belonged anywhere and everywhere. And, a young elementary age girl doesn't really belong in the men's coach's office, but they allowed me. And so I would, Coach Kokenauer, Mike Kokenauer was here. And Kevin Burns was here.
Yeah, he was another good one. Man.
And David Canal and Coach Profit. And Coach Bartley came on a little bit later as well. But I was the girl that they would send across to Frazier's. It's where the medical clinic is now.
Okay.
Across from the high school. Yeah, Ray Frazier had a little convenience store there. And
Mike Lee hung out there a lot, too.
Yeah.
I think Mike Lee.
And that's another place where you could just put it on my tab.
Yeah.
And then Dad will come by and pay that off later, Wow. There, and then Miller's gas station when I was in high school. I tried not to take advantage of that, but
now, is that the one that was right across from
where
the
botanical deal is now? That's
Welcome Center is.
Yeah. And then the old motel was right there on the corner.
Yeah. And so, but I would run. I was the one that would. Coach Kokenauer, more than anybody, would send me across the street to get the yo-yo, Little Debbie yo-yos.
Yeah.
Or lassos. He loved the lassos. And Red Rattler soda. It was like a big red. They need to bring them back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw the the Dairy Cup is where Bootleg is now. Is that? Did you get to experience that?
No.
That was before our time.
Yeah, that was before.
Yeah.
See, there's back in the Wayback Machine, and then.
But I hear all about the Duper Dogs.
I've heard that. They're going to bring them back.
That's what I hear.
I think here's a neat little announcement. Bootleg will officially be open for a calendar year tomorrow.
Yes.
Really?
They've been here for a year, and I've really enjoyed that. They kind of got flooded
Don't
today.
seem like it.
Yeah.
Don't seem like they just opened it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake started there the first day.
Yeah.
And he's
Really?
still working there, and he's working there tomorrow.
I love it.
Yeah, so congratulations to Bootleg, and,
Yeah.
and they've been
Absolutely.
a wonderful part of this community and throughout. So many great restaurants. I remember Fisher Street. I've heard this used to be the Ford dealership.
Yeah.
Were you there at that time, or was this way before?
No,
it's
before me.
that time.
Yeah, okay.
But
Not
I
trying
was
to date y'all,
told
but-
when you go into
Well-
Fisher Street, you know how they have that little stage area set up
Yeah.
in the front, and if you look at the wall, there's a
yeah,
that's where
There's a
they
place.
would drive the cars in to the showroom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
know it used to be an antique store, wasn't it? Somewhere along
I
there.
don't-
Jimmy Smith.
I don't know.
but yeah, it was the dealership, and I don't know, the movie theater. Where was that at? I heard that was.
It's where the theater is now.
Is it where
Yeah.
Peabody's
Yeah.
used to
There
be?
used to be another one I thought over there about where the switch is at. I thought, no, is it the switch?
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you're right.
There's downstairs is
Yep.
there, and then Baskin Yarborough
Yeah,
basketball.
Yarbrough's was on the end,
Yeah.
We need to get one of these guys that.
and
Oh
Wins
yeah. We
variety
Wynn's,
store.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love Mama to take me to Wins.
Toy store, all kinds of stuff.
Where was that at?
It's where Switch, maybe where Switch in
That's
there.
where no Wins was over there on Main Street where
Oh no, yeah,
they're
Wins
putting
was
in the-
Family Dollar.
Yeah, Family
area.
Dollar, yeah.
Yeah, there was
Well-
another one though over there.
something that whatever burnt down. I don't
Yeah.
remember. There was a gap in there. That was a dollar. Well, I don't remember. Yeah.
That's neat to think about, though.
Yep.
Fun
That's good.
times,
Yeah,
simple times.
absolutely.
We need to get an old timer in here. Someone
Absolutely.
that's like older than you,
So,
Russ.
well, for sure. Did you have any success as a player going through Goldthwait as teams or individually? I know you said you blew your knee out your senior year,
Yes.
but I feel like you were at least an all-district player.
Yeah, we won't talk about all that, but yeah.
That fixed
We did all right.
I
I will say this: I got to be a part of the team that went to the state tournament in 2000,
Okay.
which was really neat.
See, I didn't know we had gone again. I thought this was our first year to go.
No, we went 1955,
Wow.
and then we went in 2000.
Who was in the 2000 class? Vanessa Aldridge?
The seniors were, and it was a lot like what we have now, like great group of seniors:
Yeah.
Vanessa Aldridge, Maria Alleman, Carissa Kelly, Lucy Campbell,
Okay.
Tamara Coonrod,
Yep.
so Minshew,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
so we had great group of seniors that kind of led the way
How did it end that year?
at the state tournament.
Yeah. Who'd y'all lose to?
We lost to Farwell by 4,
Oh, man.
3 or 4. I think it's 4, and then they ended up winning it
They
all.
won it. Well, that's what happened this year.
It was a low scoring game. I want to say it was like, I'm going to get this wrong, 31 to 27, something like that.
Wow.
It was a very,
Dang.
defensive game.
very
game,
defensive
yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know those numbers aren't probably accurate, but it was something along those
Me
lines.
and-
Low
We
30s, high
speak the
20s.
truth in here. Whatever we say is
Yeah,
right.
fact check me.
Me and
No,
Travis
no.
rarely get our facts right.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's what we're known for.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a little break and get back into some other questions, and then we'll call it a night. But don't want to be too long. But we're going to take a break, and we'll meet you around the bend. All right. Thanks,
Don't go nowhere.
Coach. Welcome back to the Goldthwait Guys podcast. We are joined by Coach Sprad, and this is our third segment. And thank you again for coming and being a part of this. I know this is a long day because it's first off it's the last day of school, which is great. You ready for the summer break?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
no?
and no. I like to stay busy, but I will stay busy.
What are you going to do to stay busy?
I have a few camps that I've got to work this summer. Tomorrow I'll leave bright and early. Me and Coach H are coaching in the TABC All-Star game,
Yeah.
and we get to coach Hope again one more time.
Cool. Where's
Coach
that
H
at?
will actually get to coach 2 more times. But tomorrow we're in San Antonio.
For practice or game?
Game.
Okay.
Practice in the morning, game in the evening. So
you're going to do that? TABC?
It's the TABC. Yeah,
then
the
you're
TABC clinic is going on right now. So.
And then you're going to do the FCA All-Star
And then,
game?
yeah, I won't, I don't coach the FCA All-Star, but Coach H will be
She's going to coach it?
Mm-hmm.
Will we be able to live? Is it going to be live stream?
The FCA game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that it is.
I'm not sure. Well,
Yeah. But it'll be in Brownwood, and they actually moved it back to the Coliseum.
Oh, really?
So the
That's
FCA
exciting.
All-Star games will be at the Coliseum this year.
So our Fields of Faith band that we have
Mm-hmm.
will be leading worship for the All-Stars the night before.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah, we'll be at the, I think it's a Methodist church there.
Uh-huh.
We've done it the last 2 years there. So we're going to do that and lead worship for that. And it's exciting. I think June 7th. June 7th sounds right. Something like that. Then the game's 8th.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking more than I'm telling.
It'll be that first Saturday, I would think.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Well, that's going to be fun. So we got Hope, which is Aubrey. Did not know her name was Aubrey
I
Yeah.
didn't either.
until
Aubrey.
I don't
Aubrey.
know.
When she was a little kid, she'd come in from elementary into our practices, and she'd tug on my shorts or the bottom of my shirt. Ashley, and she'd want to tell me about her day.
oh boy.
And of course, her mom's like, "Hope, let
we're
let
coaching.
Coach Spradley coach."
Yeah.
Okay. Ashley. So when we use her first name, I call her Aubrey.
Aubrey. That's
Yeah.
great. That's
That's
cute.
my Hopi.
Yeah, she's been great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what God's going to do with several of these seniors. Abby Patrick,
Yeah.
Hope, Laney Jernigan, Brainy House,
Maya
Maya Cabrera.
Cabrera. I wonder if she's kin to Miggy. I didn't know. I always known her as Valencia. You know, Miggy.
Oh yeah.
The baseball player, Miggy Cabrera.
Miguel.
No, Miggy. Okay, Miggy.
All right.
Probably not, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Anyway.
I just said Leverett. There's just so
Leverett,
many.
Lindley.
Laney. I got her mixed up with Rainey tonight. You know, I
Lindley
didn't forget Rainey,
Graves.
but I called Laney Rainey. Maybe she didn't understand because, you know.
And then Addie Lee. We've got 8 of them
Yeah.
Addie
graduating.
Lee, yeah.
A lot of good girls graduating.
There is. It's a great class.
We got some good ones coming up.
Good
we do.
ones coming up.
Yep.
And let's talk about what to expect next year in goat weight, Lady
High
Eagles.
expectations.
Yeah, Lady Eagle basketball. What's that going to look like for next year?
Well, I think we got a great shot at getting back. You know, obviously you want to win, and we had told these groups, you know, this. You got to remember that this group that just finished the state semifinalists, we were fourth in the district 4 years ago, and so, you know, we're like, we had a few locker rooms that ended in tears, and Coach H would always tell them the only way that you don't feel this way and you don't cry these tears, you know, in your last game is to be down at the big show, and so it was great that we were able to do that with them. I don't see why we couldn't do that. Next year with what we have coming back.
I agree.
We are losing a lot, especially in leadership, but
We are.
you know,
Some shoes to fill.
we do have some shoes to fill. And as far as the athletic aspect of it, you know, you're probably not going to be as fast as
No.
Laney J.
No, that's only 5 times.
Did you
state champ.
read that post that Brian put on
Yeah.
Facebook?
It's crazy.
That's wild.
Like number 47 in the nation.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't get
Crazy.
to read it.
Yeah, crazy fast.
It was long. I shared it. You'll have to go. Well, check it out.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
But even a rough shooter can fine tune a shot. It's just gonna
Sure.
come down to work, you know. And we've got a big junior now senior class,
Yes.
and with a lot of experience, a lot of personality,
Yes.
and you know that's one of the things that I've tried to talk to them about. Like, we don't need one person trying to be that
Right.
person.
Right.
You've got enough of us,
For the
and
team, yeah.
yeah, and don't be too prideful to accept some help from underclassmen. Like,
Right.
There's no I in team.
no,
there you
absolutely
go.
not. And I
That's-
think that's part of the.
That's Travis's contribution to coaching.
Yeah.
I think that's really part of why we've been able to be successful is because we don't have selfish,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
individuals.
I was really impressed with Addison Howard's progression this year. The moment was not too big for her.
Right.
On some big stages, she hit some really big shots, and her defense is always fantastic.
Yeah.
Excited about that. And you got some really incredible defenders that are coming up in this next class that I think is going to be really special with Gemma.
Yeah.
And
another good hustler is
Miley Guthrie.
Miley, that's what I was going to say, Miley. Yeah.
And so I think we always hang our hat on defense, right? But, but I think these are going to
especially at Spradley. Defense wins championships.
That's right.
Tim Spradley's always said that.
Did y'all go to the junior senior powder puff game? Defense does win championships.
No,
I
missed that.
They'd get a defensive stop, and I'm like, that's going to win it for you. Y'all,
we
that's
were
going to
in
win
here.
it. And it did. It did.
Yeah.
But, no, and I think, you're naming these kids, and I think you're going to see them in a different, not necessarily a different, I mean, it is kind of like a different role, but you're going to see them step out and shine more than they could have when they were surrounded by what we've got graduating. And so it's not like, and we are losing. I don't want to sound like we're not, but we're still there. Yeah. And the kids that we have coming are more than capable to step up, and they will step up. They're competitors. And so, And the other thing is San Saba Radio, and I don't know if I can do this on this show or not, but San Saba Radio would always, and Mason too, they always want to point out, well, Goldthwaite has a bunch of people graduating, we're going to get them next year, and keep talking.
No,
that's right.
Keep talking.
Listen, I'll say it right here, right now, Coach.
Yeah. What do the junior high kids say? Bet.
Here's the thing.
Start the bus.
That's right.
Here it is. We're not rebuilding. We're reloading.
That's right.
And that's all it is. And then, so I love, the progression that Greenway made this year. And, I mean, we're going to be fine for, the young Howard girl, Kinley, fantastic little ball handler. And there's going to be, like I said, we're just reloading. We're going to be fine.
We've got to keep the culture good. We got to keep the culture strong. And
something else good around here is like, I like, even if I ain't got a kid playing, like I like to go watch them all, support all of them. And going to the gym, seeing it packed during a basketball game and football field, it's not just family. It's the whole community supporting them. You go to a softball game and there's people bringing chairs because there's not enough room to sit.
But you know why? You know why, though? They're good. Yep. People want to go watch success.
And it helps to have the kids know that they've got that support, too.
That's right.
Used to, it was always, Friday nights, like last one out, turn lights off in this town.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited for this.
I want to sit with basketball, softball, everything, not just
I agree.
Everything.
Football, track,
I agree.
Everything. The track was packed full of people, too.
It was.
Yeah.
Class of 2025 is going to be another really good year, sports-wise. I mean, we're not going to have, 5-time state champion track runner.
Right.
But we're going to have some. You got Peyton that already went as a freshman. Bartek girl. When she gets healthy, I mean, she got bit by a snake before she runs. I mean, what kind of craziness is that? And then you got a state champion golfer as a freshman.
Yeah.
And so, I am excited to see what these next group of years.
How many golds were brought home this year altogether?
Altogether?
I mean, how much iron?
Well, you got to talk about what level, because the state there was one, and area there was some, and regionals there was some.
That one picture, I guess it was all the girls though. That they had all the trophies and the softballs and.
That was neat. That was a neat picture.
Yeah. Cool. So the last time we took that picture,
our boys got to step it up.
The last time we took that picture, those graduating seniors were in the 7th grade.
Wow.
And so it's kind of neat to see the side by side.
Yeah.
But
that is neat.
Yeah.
That's exciting. All right, Coach, we're going to talk about stuff that's not coaching.
Okay.
And so
what do you do when you're not coaching or teaching?
I mow the yard.
Do you ever go swimming in the reservoir anymore?
No, she's got a pool.
Can't swim in the reservoir, but
we used to.
Lake Merritt filled up.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so
it still got more rain today, and my driveway is completely gone.
Yeah. And I go to my neighbor's house.
Yeah, good, pretty tight with your neighbors, huh?
Yeah. Tim and Tassie, Spradley, they're pretty good people.
Yeah,
that's good folks.
Can I go swimming, Dad?
Yeah, exactly. I knew when it was going to rain because Tim announced on Facebook that the pool was ready.
Yes, that's when we know it's going to storm.
Here it comes.
That's crazy. So it's done that before then.
Just about every time he cleans the pool.
Yeah, it's like washing your car.
Yeah,
it's going to rain.
Mm-hmm.
Need to call and let them know you're fixing to cut hay so you don't clean them. Yeah,
exactly. So when you're not coaching, you're mowing, and that's a therapeutic thing, I'm sure. And you got a huge yard, but also I wanted to talk about what other hobbies you like I mean, is there anything that you really enjoy doing other than, when you can in the summer?
I just like to be on the water.
Yeah.
I like to fish. I like to take the kayak to the river and just float. Just anything that's active.
Sure.
It's hard for me to sit still.
It wouldn't take long to float very far now.
I know, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Have you ever been whitewater rafting?
I went for the first time, so it was top of my bucket list.
Yeah.
And
You could have went at 3 o'clock today.
I know.
You could have.
Yeah, on 1020. Out there on our road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fence
There are
already down,
times
yeah.
at the creek down in the city park, I'm like, I wish I had a little boat to throw in there because
Right.
it is moving. But I'd probably end up at the cell barn, and I don't know that I want to be down there.
Yeah, it could be bad.
Yeah,
It could be bad.
but yeah, I went whitewater rafting. Me and my little sister Bailey try to take a sister trip each year, and we went to the Smoky Mountains
Oh, cool.
last
you go.
summer. We drove.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the only way to go.
yeah.
I love driving
Yeah.
on road trips. Like I don't even care how far we go
He's
because
that guy, too.
I want to
Yeah.
see everything along the way. Like
Yeah.
Sure.
yeah, a plane's gonna get you there quicker. You'll have more time when you're there, and honestly, the road trip between here and
Yeah.
Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, it's
Smoky
not a
Mountains.
great part of.
Right.
I didn't really want to get lost in Memphis,
No.
but
No.
I did.
No,
I
don't get
did-
off the interstate, Memphis.
No, I know. So I'm like, but we did stop at the Pyramid. We went to the Bass Pro Shop
Sure.
there in Memphis, which
Sure.
was kind of neat.
Yeah.
I'm a
Did you go to Bill Street?
no. I was
I
not
didn't
real.
get to go either.
What's on Bill Street? Is that where Elvis
That's where
lived?
all the live music is.
Yeah.
It's kind of the whole vibe of Memphis.
Not
I'm
jazz.
telling you, I wasn't very brave.
Yeah.
Part
it's
of it was
okay.
because I have my younger sister
Yeah.
in the car, and my parents are.
Sure.
I
West-
bought an air mattress
West
in the back
Memphis
of the
is
Jeep.
Bad place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to get lost.
No, I get it.
I really wanted to drive by Graceland, but
Yeah.
everybody had told me let's probably not.
Yeah.
So maybe another time.
Dolly.
Chattanooga's a cool town.
Yeah.
Chattanooga.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we
Pretty cool.
we didn't go down that far, but it was fun, and we actually drove to Kentucky
Yeah.
to see the Ark.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was incredible. Have you been there?
No.
I wanna go see
did a total remake of it.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
Really?
So yeah, it was neat. So we drove, we stayed. She really wanted to see. She really wanted to stay there in Nashville,
Okay.
and it's not my cup of tea.
Did you go to Lynchburg?
we
Well, we talked
we
about
just-
Lynchburg the other day.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we walked the streets and shopped around a little bit.
Right.
It's not really my scene, walking the streets and that
I
kind of
get it.
stuff.
Yeah.
But Bailey was taking it in, taking pictures by the murals, things like that.
Yeah.
And so then we got up real early the next morning, drove to Kentucky, saw the Ark, went through the Ark, did all that, drove back down to Pigeon Forge, and yeah, it was fun. It was
That's
a lot of
cool.
fun. Ready to go back, but we're planning the next trip. We just don't know where we're headed yet.
So the Ark is built like to the spec, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Yeah.
actual,
It is a total. I mean, of course, biblically, it has it all.
right.
The dimensions of it and everything. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Have to go check that out.
It's neat.
Weston's out there right now.
Busy.
In Pigeon Forge.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Him and
Good for
Brittany.
him.
Him and Bob.
I could live there, I think. It was
It's
like,
pretty.
it was so clean.
It's green, isn't it?
It
We
was
lived there for like
green.
2 years.
Yeah, but we whitewater rafted there, outside of Gatlinburg, and then we zip lined,
Oh, well, that's fun.
which I booked the zip line tours because Bailey said she wanted zip line. I wanted a whitewater raft. She wanted zip line, so I was trying to make everybody happy.
Sure.
She wasn't really interested in whitewater rafting. She loved it though.
I guarantee you, it's a blast when you
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
So then we get up in this first zip line, and I booked the treetop tours because I'm like,
Oh.
if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
Go big.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pay this amount of money for just,
Yeah.
something I can do on a
right.
swing
at
set
home.
back
Yeah.
home. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we did the treetop tour there in Gatlinburg, and it was we got on top of those trees,
Yeah.
and neither one of us wanted to step off that box and let go. But
I bet.
so we get to the top, and I'm like, I cannot believe you want to do this.
Yeah.
And she says, I didn't even want to do this. You're the one that did it. And I'm like, no, so we're about to fall and die in the Smoky Mountains because
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to
Arguing.
do this.
Yeah, arguing. Yeah.
The best part about the whole trip, though, it was
Yeah.
incredible.
I
I did
could,
that in Mexico.
Did
but
you?
yeah, they couldn't stop me. They had these guys on the end with these blocks and these ropes, and they'd pull them
Yeah.
and stop you. I was a fat kid that hit the mattress every time.
See, that's my fear. Is I would just go
And then I
smack through.
I got stuck over the tigers. I mean, there was a little fat kid with his harness on trying to kick his feet to get going.
I bet those tigers were licking their chops down
And
there.
I'd slam in that box spring every time.
Oh man.
That's awesome. No, yeah, we go like zip line and the boys do and Melissa does. I can't do it anymore. I'm too big. I'm like I'm gonna snap. It'll snap or there I'll be, and so
Splat.
Oh.
They do that in the Grand Canyon too, or not? Yeah, somewhere up there where they
Really?
you jump on. It's it's like a bungee. It's not really a bungee.
Nah,
but it's like you see them. They disappear
I'm out.
and then come back. I would hit the wall, you know.
Oh sure, like a cartoon character.
yeah.
But that would be some cool white rafting up there in
Yeah, it would.
Havasos Falls,
We went-
Arizona.
We went to New Mexico on water rafting in New Mexico. All right, so let's talk about some things you like. What kind of food are you interested in? What do you get excited about, food wise?
Bread.
Bread, homemade.
Oh my, yes. I would love homemade bread, but
Weston's girlfriend's mom makes some of the best bread.
oh my goodness.
Jalapeno
I haven't
cheddar.
had homemade bread
Does-
in so long.
Does Brittany work at Double Bucks?
No, she works at the courthouse.
Oh, okay.
She's licensed and registration.
No, okay. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't sidetrack. But
No, I don't know. I don't know that there's a food that I don't like.
I tell you what,
Linda Head makes bread too.
funny thing about bread when I went to Peru and we went on a mission trip, and that's a unique mission trip. We played basketball against their NBA teams, which was kind of like the equivalent of very bad Division II, amateur.
I've seen a video of him.
It was but it was a blast.
He
We
looked
were
like
on
Will
TV. We
Ferrell.
were on TV every night. Yeah, I was like semi-pro. We were on TV every night doing ministry there. But it was amazing, like you said, when I got to there, and I was just craved bread like crazy. I just wanted to eat as much bread as I could.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I guess it felt safe. It's like
Yeah, I don't know. Hot roll, hot biscuit.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
hard to
put
beat.
mayonnaise and lunch meat on it or anything? Just eat bread. Just buy a loaf of bread, start
Well, I say bread. Like, let me clarify. Breakfast food is probably my all-time favorite. It's
Okay.
like biscuits.
eating. Well, there's nothing wrong with
sausage
bread.
gravy.
I was just curious if you
Yeah,
ate anything
I mean,
with
I
it.
don't just go around eating bread, but
What's your favorite breakfast restaurant? IHOP, Denny's,
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, ask
Hey,
my kids.
yeah.
Ask my cross-country team.
Cracker
Yeah.
Barrel's a real deal.
I'm like, okay, kids, we're going to make memories. We're going to the
Cracker
Cracker Barrel.
That's right. We used to. There used to be one like 5 minutes from our house. Yeah, we loved it.
But I also make lots of memories with my kids at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's what
Rolls.
The bread
Cinnamon
rolls.
butter.
There you
I'm
go.
telling you.
Yeah.
All right, hey, let's go to this question here.
Slushy machines. I'm just playing.
His slushy machines are not slushy machines. They're margarita machines. You got to watch him.
That's no longer a part of my life, Russ.
I know.
We don't do any of that with the kids.
Right.
That ain't fun.
It's a disclaimer. Texas Roadhouse rolls,
Yes.
Red Lobster biscuits,
Oh, yes.
Olive Garden salad.
Are you going to make me choose?
or Olive Garden
Salad.
breadsticks.
Breadsticks.
That's
Yeah.
that's third between those two.
Okay,
I'm going to go Roadhouse,
number one. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then the cheddar biscuit, and then Red Lobster.
yeah.
Church's Chicken's got some good biscuit. Is it Church's?
Oh yeah,
Honey butter biscuit or something?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Church's?
Maybe Chicken Express. I
Chicken,
don't know.
I know. No one Chicken Express.
Do you on the Texas Roadhouse rolls? Do you put the what is it? Cinnamon butter.
Cinnamon butter.
That's the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
That's like crack.
Absolutely.
That's ridiculous.
You've never
Absolutely.
done crack.
I've never done crack, but that I would think that would be as close as it can get to it. That's a question I had to ask. So you're like breakfast foods, you like Texas Roadhouse biscuits. What are you going to do on a Friday evening, which is 24 hours from now? Where are you going to go eat? Either in town or let's start in Goldthwaite. Where are you going to go on a Friday night where you are going to go eat dinner?
I'm probably going to Bootleg,
Bootleg chicken?
which I refer to as the Chicken Hut.
No.
Chicken.
Okay.
Man, I tell you what, I had to watch them remodel that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know it was going to be called Bootleg Chicken. So I just knew a chicken place was
Sure.
going in.
It's
So
exciting.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I'm like, man, they're doing it right. Respect them for that. But it took them so long.
Yeah.
I know.
And I just had to pass them. And I'm like,
I bet you were in the window every day.
me and Bailey, I'm like, Bailey, Chicken Hut. When is the Chicken Hut going to open?
Say,
So
you-
we refer to it as a Chicken Hut.
You passed it every day on the way home. Mm-hmm. You know,
Yep.
how convenient has that new dollar store been? That's been
I
good.
don't. It is awesome.
That's where we love.
I
I
don't
heard they're
shop
going to
very
open one
often,
in
though.
Welland shortly.
Are they?
And Democrat probably. Carried in. Have one coming soon.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Oh, they pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
You never know.
Breaking news, Travis.
yeah. Well, you seen that picture of the eclipse, and there was a little spot down there, and they kept zooming into it. It was,
And
it
it's
was
a Dollar General lights.
Yeah.
So you're a chicken.
Nothing against Dollar General.
No, sure. You're a chicken fan.
Yeah.
And bread.
That's my language.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. And you know I love to ask the questions here about chicken wings.
Yeah.
I know.
Chicken nuggets or chicken wings.
I'm a sauce nugget girl.
And loaf of bread.
I just can't eat the chicken off the bone. Also, I feel like I'm not getting as much meat. And so, if I'm gonna go, Wingstop is my preference.
That's fair.
For wings. Wingstop over B-Dubs.
I agree.
And so,
B-Dubs.
but when I go,
Buffalo Wild
Buffalo
Wings.
Wild
Oh,
Wings.
yeah.
So when
That's
I go,
all the cool kids say it that way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what all the youngins say.
But yeah, no, I feel like you get more meat if you get the boneless.
Chicken nuggets. Yeah.
I call them sauce nuggets.
Chicken strips.
At least you call them. At least you call them what they are.
Oh, I know. I don't eat
10-piece
wings. I eat sauce nuggets, and I'm not too proud to admit that.
Bring me a 10-piece and a loaf of bread.
I like Wingstop's fries better than Buffalo Wild
Oh,
Wings
yes,
fries.
they are
They're
good.
good.
Dipped in that honey mustard.
Honey mustard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do ranch. I love them in ranch. That's
See,
my
I'm
stuff.
not a big ranch person.
Really.
Yeah, I don't like ranch
Wow, that's disheartening.
unless I'm
I
dipping a
could-
fried pickle in it. But which is funny because I don't
Yeah.
really like pickles. That's starting to kind of change.
Is it?
It's starting to kind of
Mushrooms.
change this track season. Yeah.
I've as I've gotten older, and I'm not calling you getting older, but I'm saying I love asparagus now. I never used to eat asparagus or Brussels sprouts.
I like Brussels
Yeah.
sprouts.
See, I love them both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't do that as a kid, or even a young adult.
Yeah.
I'm getting off of the fried food and getting into seafood.
Yeah,
I love seafood.
Salmon.
Yeah.
yeah, seafood's
Shrimps.
good. What's your favorite seafood?
Probably shrimp.
Yeah.
I love shrimp cocktail. A good shrimp cocktail with horseradish sauce or
Have you had
With a loaf of bread.
Have you had
with hey, you know what else though? Papados. They have good bread too.
They do have good bread.
I mean, y'all
Really good bread.
get me on this bread comment, but think about all the places that you
checking.
eat
Really
and how good the bread is.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think a good selection of bread to start a meal is just as important as chips and queso or
Could not
Yeah.
chips and
not-
salsa.
Could not agree more.
Gotta have them
we
carbs.
Went to Prima
Did you get
Pasta.
carbs from bread?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Mother's Day. For Mother's Day, we went to Prima Pasta for Melissa, and the bread, the rolls.
Yes.
Prima Pasta.
It's good.
Fantastic.
Prima
Napoli's and Sensabo.
Never eaten there.
Really
Hey, they catered to
Yeah, the wedding.
the wedding. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really good rolls. So yeah, you can't go wrong with it.
They brought the slushy machines too.
Yeah, there
No,
you
they
go.
didn't come from there.
No, they didn't
I
come
don't know
from
where
there.
they came from.
All right, well, that's good. That's what I wanted to ask you, and I'm okay with it. I mean,
His feelings get hurt.
they do get hurt.
I know. I was afraid I was going to get hit with that question.
You knew you were.
I'll eat them either way. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you just haven't really gone and experienced like a wing, like a true wing dinner. Like
Right.
You gotta
And I'm
get-
okay with that because I also eat them with a fork.
That's the thing too. See, I can take a slide, dip it in ranch, do that right there, get every piece of meat off of it one time.
Well, because there's so little meat.
I know I'm a pro. No,
I'm going to
kidding.
bite my nugget, my sauce nugget, about 3 times, and I'm going to get more value for my money.
With a fork.
But you're eating.
A very good sauce
No,
nugget, garlic parm.
I'll say this, Coach: the flavors in the bones.
Yeah.
They're just the flavors in the bones. You got to trust me on that.
I will. Next time I go, I'll do a half and half.
Do that. That's fair. That's all I can
There you
ask.
I'll agree to that.
And I understand you don't do ranch, so you just have to find you the combination of dip or whatever you
Mm-hmm.
like. But yeah, do that. I mean, just let me know how it goes.
Oh, I will.
Because I think my job in life is to convert one chicken nugget eater at a time,
Okay.
and that's my life's work. If I can do that, convert people to Christianity and love Jesus Christ, their Lord and Savior, and make people eat chicken wings.
I will give it a go.
That's all I can ask for. So, anyways, Coach, that's all I have for you. I know it's been kind of late. Travis, you got anything else for Coach?
No, I'm
Yeah.
oh, we could go on longer.
You
but,
sure? Well,
some of us got to get up and go to work.
yeah, Travis, thank you, and that's true. Travis, thank you for,
Hey, I
for
don't
staying up
mind it.
late. Yeah.
I was just going to give you about 10 more minutes, and then I was going to be. Well, I mean, I was falling asleep.
Oh no.
I was that interesting.
Yeah, Coach. Coach.
No, it's
Coach
just I'm
Brad was-
old.
It was the sauce nuggets.
I'm old.
He is,
This is always fun to
he's
do.
normally in bed by 8:30. He really is.
He pulled up to the house the other day honking. I just texted him. I said, "Keep honking. I'm reloading."
Yeah. So yeah, we're.
Now I got to go
neighbors.
repair shotgun holes in the windows.
I don't know if you knew that, Coach, but me and him are neighbors.
Yeah, his wife will steal your livestock.
Really?
She
She's
has.
done taken 2 turkeys, and she's trying to get my donkey.
Now she's
You got to
trying-
watch her.
She's just,
I go outside and hear this, blah, 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 and then
it's her. It's not the animals. It's her.
But
She's
I'll
calm.
start doing it back, and then we got a turkey in the middle and a donkey looking at each other like they don't know what's going on, But,
She does. She thinks everything that's alive is somehow she needs to take care of,
well,
and I don't know.
I'll just let them die.
Not on her. Not on her watch.
It all works. It all works out.
No. Coach, thank you again for coming out tonight.
Yeah,
and,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, and thank you for staying up late. And
Yeah.
I don't know when we'll get this out, but it'll be here in the next day or two, maybe Sunday even. Because here's the thing: what we're doing, which I'm excited about. Drew's birthday is tomorrow. The big 13-year-old.
Yeah.
So I have two teenagers, and we're going out to dinner for him. Saturday, we're going to Game 6. The Mavericks
Mavs.
playing the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I better pull it off.
Blake is working. Yeah, it's 3-2, so hopefully it's an elimination game and we can take care of the Thunder and move into the playoff Western Conference Finals. I think it's going to be Minnesota Timberwolves.
That's what I'm thinking.
And they look good tonight. I think they were winning pretty good. So exciting.
Yep.
Exciting time. And so let's go Mavs. Let's go Goldthwaite.
We need a guinea pig next time. Let's do this live. Let's try one live.
Let's try it.
Sunday evening.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. Thanks again.
Yep.
Thank you.
We're signing
Appreciate
off.
it.
Enjoy your summer.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next time.